Hey guys, good morning. It's Hannah. I decided that I would try to make an intro before I did another video, which I finally finished this morning. Hopefully I can figure out how to insert it while putting this together to post. So today I'm gonna give you a little update on this pregnancy, and then I'm gonna talk about how I was 19 when I found out I was pregnant with Ellie, and how I felt about that and everything like that. So today I am 25 weeks pregnant exactly. Every Friday is my week up, and he is now the size of a Napa cabbage. Not that I know what that is, but he's getting big. I have a few new symptoms that I've been dealing with that started slightly and now they're like severe. So I just recently started not being able to sleep, so I have insomnia. I'll be up until 1 o'clock in the morning when normally I go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, because I wake up at 5 to go to work at 6. And that's been a struggle because when you're pregnant, you're tired, and being a mom of a 2-year-old on top of that is not an easy situation. So yeah, we're dealing with that. Every time I lay down to try to go to sleep, it feels like my esophagus is on fire. So I have to sit up, and then I go drink some water, hoping that it'll make it better. I eat 2 Tums because that's all I'm allowed to eat. And I go lay back down, and it doesn't make it any better. So, yeah. My sciatic nerve, which I experienced very early with Ellie and went away, has now started. So, every time I bend over, I feel like I'm getting stabbed in the back. And that doesn't feel nice. So, yeah, that's a thing. Sitting too, when I go to sit down, I have to go so slow because it doesn't feel good. I can't see my feet. So, yeah. And I have to sit on the floor to shave my legs or anything because I can't breathe when I bend over. He's getting really active. I feel him kicking all the time, especially when I lay down to go to sleep, which I think is another reason why I've been having so much trouble falling asleep, because I feel him having a party in my stomach. With Ellie, I had an anterior placenta, so it was in the front, and it cushioned all of her movement, so I didn't feel her kicking or anything until she was like really, really big, and it was like up in my rib cage. So that's a new experience altogether that I'm trying to kind of figure out, because it's a little not weird, but like a different feeling that you're not used to. So we're figuring that out too. I'm gonna show you my belly, which has gotten very big. I can't. Hopefully you can see that, because I can't figure out how to flip the camera around, being I'm videotaping on my phone still until my camera comes in the mail. So I found out that I was pregnant with Ellie in the very end of 2018. I believe it was like December 26th or something like that. So I hadn't been feeling right for a while, and every pregnancy test that I had taken was negative, which had to do with the fact that I was on the depot shot, which is a form of birth control, for 3 years. And when I stopped taking the depot, it had caused a lot of problems for my body. I had ovarian cysts, and I didn't get my period for a really long time. They had to give me a pill to try to kind of restart it because I was having so many problems, like, with my stomach, which was all caused by my, like, reproductive system just not doing what it was supposed to do when it was supposed to do it. So I would go on really long streaks of having a period for a really long time and then not having it. It never really regulated. So I felt like I didn't get my period, but I didn't know because it wasn't ever like a regular thing. Like, I knew that I was going to get it on the 4th of the month. That's not how it worked for me. So I probably took about 16 pregnancy tests before I got a positive, and the positive that I got was a false positive. So I started freaking out, and I made Joe take me to Walmart, like, immediately. He was like, Hannah, you have to take a shower, and then we'll go to Walmart and get you a different pregnancy test. So when we went to Walmart, I was like, I'm getting a digital pregnancy test that says pregnant, not pregnant, because I'm not dealing with lines and not knowing. So I got clear blue digitals, and when I got home, I took one, and it said pregnant. And he was like, yeah, maybe take another one just to make sure. So I took the second one just to ease his mind, and that also said pregnant. So then we get to the point of, oh, we have to tell our parents. His mom, they have a lot of grandkids already, so, she was excited about it. My mom, I'm an only child, so she was a little standoffish about the whole situation. She didn't know how to feel about it, which is fine because I didn't either. But I was just taking responsibility for the choices that I made because I did it, right? It takes two to do it, but I was part of that, so I was taking responsibility for what had happened. And I had to tell my mom because I was only 19 and she had all of my insurance, doctors, all of that, and I had to go see a doctor. So when I told her it was New Year's, and I had to wait like a week or two to go see the doctor because they were on like winter vacations or something. So when I went to the doctor, I was 8 weeks pregnant. And they were having a really hard time hearing her heartbeat, which scared me. And then they made me come back 2 weeks later. So I was like super scared that, like, because of everything that had gone on already, that I wasn't gonna be able to have her. And my mom dealt with a lot of that emotionalness for me because I was super scared. And then when we finally went back, they could hear her heartbeat and they said that she was good. And then they sent me to go do other testing just to make sure that she was a viable baby. And a bunch of people at my job had asked me if I was pregnant. I guess I was acting different. I felt like I was acting different, which is why I thought I was pregnant. But every pregnancy test I took was negative. So every time they asked, I said, no, I'm not pregnant. I took a pregnancy test a week ago, and it was negative. So going to my job and telling my assistant manager was probably one of the most emotional things that I had went through, because the second that I seen her, I started crying immediately. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'll be right there. Just go in the office and I'll talk to you about whatever you need to talk to me about." And I just put my phone with the picture of the pregnancy test down on the table. And she was like, "Oh my God, you are pregnant." And I said, "Yeah, and I told you that I've taken so many pregnancy tests already and every single one said negative. Like, I don't understand." So I had to figure all of that out. And I partied a lot. I went out all the time. It didn't matter if I had to be to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I partied all the time. And I would sleep for 2 hours and I would go to work and I would be fine and I would stay at work all day and do my job. But I had a lot of lifestyle changes that I had to make, which was difficult. I smoked cigarettes. I had to stop doing that. So I gradually went down in how much I smoked a day to not give the baby any problems, because I was physically addicted to it. And that's what my doctor told me to do. So I did all of those things that the doctor told me to do. Started taking prenatal vitamins. Actually, immediately after I got a positive pregnancy test, I bought them the day that I went to Walmart for the pregnancy test, just in case. And then I went to my regular doctor visit, and I did everything that I was supposed to be doing. And Ellie was very healthy, a very healthy baby. I wasn't going to find out the gender, so they were going to, like, at my baby shower, just, like, make it a secret and then tell me at my baby shower what she was. But me and Joe were arguing about what she was. So when we went to the doctor and he was like, "Do you want to know what the baby was?" I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "It's a girl." And I was like, "I told you." He thought it was going to be a boy. So he was a little disappointed, but he would never take that back. He's excited that he's having a son now, but he has a really strong bond with Ellie, so that's exciting. But we lived with my mom, so we were trying to, like, save up money and stuff to get our own place. And I was working full time. Well, I started having a lot of issues because I have kidney problems. So my kidneys kept secreting liquid that would make it like my water was breaking almost, and then I would wind up at the doctor, and then he would send me to the hospital. And this happened like 2 or 3 times before he was like, "Yeah, I don't think you should be working anymore." So I got taken out a month early. I was supposed to go out on August 6th. I went out on July 6th. And so that, took a little bit of the money that, like, I was making away, because you don't get paid fully on disability. So we lived with my mom probably until Ellie was, like, I believe 5 months old, and then we finally moved out after I had gone back to work and saved up money and asked a few people in my family for help for the security deposit. We got an apartment of our own, and ever since Ellie was 5 months old, we've lived together by ourselves. But being 19, 20 when I had her, and having a newborn baby, and not a lot of, like, water to tread on for, like, big people things like cars and houses and stuff like that, it was a little difficult, you know, to figure out where we were going to go, how we were going to get in, because we were both young. He had no credit. I had a little bit of credit, which helped us in the long run. But it was altogether like a super scary situation, being so young and having a baby. But I wouldn't change not a thing about it. I love being her mom. He loves being her dad. So we're adding a brother to our lives. And we're probably done having kids after this, but we'll be 40 something when they're 18. So we did a good thing in my book. So that's all I have for today. And I'll see you guys in a few days. Bye.